Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see very important articles from our today's Hindi newspaper. So let's get started with our discussion. First of all, I'll let you know important news articles that we are going to discuss in this class. Okay, the first one here is 2 workers killed in explosion at illegal fireworks unit in Tamil Nadu. This topic is important from disaster management from GS paper 3 point of view. And next topic is India scaling new heights in defense production, says Prime Minister. So this topic is very important because our Prime Minister, he himself made statements related to defense production in our country. This topic is important from governance point of view. Our next topic is 3 great Indian Bustard chicks placed in rewilding tunnel. Here you have to see about one important bird species called as Great Indian Bustard. And UPSC already asked pre-YQ on that Great Indian Bustard from mains and as well as students' point of view. So this topic is very important. Here you have to see the history of this Great Indian Bustard in India. And next one is India's first dengue vaccine arrives with a crucial safety caveat. So here you have to know about again dengue virus related vaccine. Recently the government of India gave approval. And here you have to revise what are the points that we had discussed in our earlier classes. And on this dengue or either dengue vaccine, you may get a prelims based question in 2027. So you have to keep star mark for that vaccine and as well as dengue disease. Our next topic is why is China's AI push gaining ground? This article is talking about AI development in China at a rapid pace. Here you have to see what are the reasons which are supporting this AI development in China. This topic is important from science and technology. Apart from this, entirely today's paper is about only one news. What is that? Union Education Minister resignation and new Education Minister. Only that is the news we can see around 90% of our paper. I don't want to deal with that politically. Because of that, I avoided all those articles. Just if you are preparing for other examinations other than UPSC, just remember the name of new Education Minister. Who is he? Prahalad Joshi. On that, you may get a question in SSC or CAPF or CDS examination. Okay. Read out this title, guys. 2 workers killed in explosion at illegal fireworks unit in Tamil Nadu. What is this article talking about? Yeah, 2 people died in an explosion. Where? In Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is famous for which industries? Firecracker industries. So every year, at least 5 to 10 times in news, you will get this kind of articles related to explosions in firecrackers. If you are getting any topic repeatedly in the news, obviously there is a very high chance of getting question in your mains. Especially this disaster management is part of your mains, not from prelims. If in case if they want to ask question prelims, what they may ask? Firecracker industry, what we will be using in this firecracker industry? Different chemicals. So based on these different chemicals, we will get different colored sparkles while you burst these crackers. On that, they may ask you a question, and already UPSC asked a prelims based question on that chemicals. Okay, for example, strontium, copper, aluminium. So if you are using this different kind of metals, you will be getting different colors of this sparkles. So try to make the note of that chemicals and colors. That is the one thing. And next one is the problem with this traditional crackers is air pollution. Yes or no? On this day of Diwali or Dasra or New Year celebrations after 10:30 PM in Hyderabad, if you see, you can't see anything. Only you'll see white thick smoke. And early morning, what will you see on the roads? Only this papers of this crackers. And it will be a burden on this municipality people to clean all those things, right? So here, to control this air pollution, now we are moving towards green crackers. What are the advantages of this green crackers? Pollution will be less to some extent and sound is also less. So here you have to see about what are the examples. Can anyone tell me examples of green crackers? There are 3 examples. First one is star, Next one is was. Next one is shuffle. So please Google it and try to make notes on these 3 types of green crackers. You can use that point while you are writing your mains answer. Okay. And next you have to write down the advantages of this green crackers. Why I am telling you to make note of these green crackers? Because from the month of November, in the month of December, January, we will see only some articles in news. It is about Delhi air pollution. In that Delhi air pollution, what Supreme Court says? Supreme Court says to control these traditional crackers and to promote these green crackers. But that will not happen on the ground level. Everyone knows that. So if you are getting that kind of articles, of course UPSC can ask you a question on green crackers in your mains. For that reason, you have to know what are these green crackers, types of green crackers, advantages of green crackers. Okay? And now let us come to this article. In this traditional firecracker industry, explosion happened. Because of that, 2 people died here. So how UPSC can ask you a mains based question? Every year we have this problem of explosion in this firecracker industry. Because of this, many people, they lost their life. In the light of this statement, discuss the causes, impacts and suggest some measures. That means you have to see what? Why? What are the reasons why this frequent accidents will happen? And next you have to see what is the impact of this kind of accidents, and you have to see about what are the measures can be taken or way forward. So if you do all these 3, then your work is done, right? And whenever you're writing any mains answer, value addition is very important. For that value addition, what can you do here? You can draw a map of India and you can see, or you can show where this accidents happens commonly. You can show Tamil Nadu. In that Tamil Nadu also, we have 2 areas where we can say this firecracker industries will be in use. First one is Sivakasi region. Second one is Virudunagar region. So you have to remember these 2 places of Tamil Nadu where we can see this kind of frequent fire accidents. Clear? So in this way, you have to prepare for this topic holistically from both prelims and as well as mains. Okay, normal in the month of November, December, January, many times, almost every day you'll get articles related to this Delhi pollution and green crackers. Okay, so just do that work now itself so that you can relieve in that time. Okay, now let us see what are the causes. Now you guys tell me why this kind of accidents happen based on your knowledge. What are the causes? Lack of safety measures. Okay, accepted. Next. No inspections, accepted. Poor quality of raw material, accepted. Next. Okay, unskilled labor. Next. Okay, now let us see the causes. The first one is safety violations. Government will be releasing some safety guidelines. If they are not following that safety guidelines, what kind of guidelines we have to follow? We have to see the proper space of that unit. In that space, how many people can work? And we need to follow a proper layout for that building. Like this area should be for storing of raw materials. This area for the processing. This area is for manufacturing. Like that, we need to have a proper layout. If they're not following the proper layout, and even many times what happens, overcrowding can happen in that small space. Why? We have very good demand for the crackers. When will burst the crackers? Diwali, Dasra, New Year celebrations. Only that if we have any small celebrations in our home. Vinayak Chauthi. Any achievements? Marriages. So because of that kind of events, obviously 24/7 year round we will be having demand for the crackers. Because of this, what happened? They have to produce more and more. Because of that, they will employ more unskilled labor. That is the next reason. And next one here is lack of qualified members. Are these people know the proper things, like when they have to mix the things, what is the temperature they have to maintain? Will they know everything? No. So because of that, they will mishandle this raw materials. Because of this mishandling, explosion can happen. And next one is overstocking of raw materials, especially before this Dasra and Diwali, we will be having lots of demand. At that time, they'll go for overstocking rather than whatever the amount that we have to store. What is the capacity of our store? We are like going for overcrowding. So because of this, they may cause this kind of incidents. And next one here is illegal or unlicensed units. If you go to Tamil Nadu, even in the home also they will prepare this. Even in some homes, they will go for preparing of this crackers. They do not have any license, but they will produce them. So this is also one important reason. And next one here is climatic factors. We don't know when there will be dry, when there will be like hot, when in some arid regions. So because of this also, it may leads to this kind of accidents. And next very important thing here is we have explosive rules. Please make a note. We have explosive rules of 2008. We have explosive rules of 2008. This talks about management of this firecrackers in our country. But it is only on paper. It is not properly enforced in our country. And next one is piece rate weight system. It is very important keyword. So normally laborers, they will get their salary based on how many pieces of that cracker is produced. They will not get monthly payment. For example, you know different kinds of crackers like flower pots. Next one, atom bombs. So based on that firecracker, they will give like 1 rupee or 2 rupees per that piece. So how many they are producing per that day, they'll get that much amount of money. So based on that, if they are getting this piece rate weight system, obviously what the workers want to do, they want to produce more and more pieces. So if they want to produce more and more, will they handle the things with carefully? They will handle roughly. They will not follow even safety measures. That is the reason why there will be increased accidents. So these all are the major causes for this kind of accidents in firecracker industry. And now you guys tell me what will be the impact of this kind of accidents. Yes, loss of life. Next, infrastructure damage. Yes, is financial loss. Economic burden on that family. Family can lose their dear ones, or if there is any injury like removal of leg or removal of hand, like that, if there is any amputation is requirements, obviously that will increase the burden on that family. Next, do you think these people will get proper compensation after this kind of incidents? They are unskilled labor. They are not like, they will not have even social security benefits. Because of this, they will not get proper compensation even after this kind of incidents. So because of this, overall economic burden will happen on them, on their family, on that state itself. Right? So these are the major impacts. Now you guys tell me what kind of measures we can take. Okay. That is not ENAM, it is eShrimp portal. ENAM is for selling of agriculture products on electronic platform. So we have one portal called as eShrimp portal. Please make a note. eShrimp portal. eShrimp portal is for recognition of unorganized sector in our country. So they can register their names there, so that if they want, they can get some social security benefits from government. Okay, next, what can be done? eShrimp portal. Next, come on guys, what is the way forward? Adequate training. Okay, so first important point here is we need to go for strict and proper enforcement of laws. What are the laws? I said you have to implement that at the ground level. That is the first one. And next one here is we have to go for regular thorough inspections in that area. And next, whenever we are going for inspections, if there are any illegal outfits, we have to remove them. We have to ban them. And who will do this inspections? We have one organization called as PESO, Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization. If there is any violation of rules and regulations by people, they have to implement strict punishments on them. And next one is mandatory training program for these people. Normally for the government schools also, before starting of that school, in this summer season, they will be having 10 to 15 days of training. and every government teacher has to attend that kind of training. For this people also, there should be a mandatory training. In that training, we have to let them know about handling of chemicals. And this one is we have to follow clear standard operating procedure. Next one here is we have to remove this illegal manufacturing units. And next one is overall we have to improve the factory infrastructure, like proper spacing between different units and proper layout. Even proper ventilation is very important. Okay, and fair compensation, rehabilitation support if there is any such kind of accidents for this victims. Okay, and next one is now the factory owners has to take greater accountability related to this kind of accidents. So these are the measures. And not only mains based question you can get, even you can expect a case study. You are a district collector of Sivakasi region. Frequent accidents are happening in this firecracker industries, and they will give you some problems like increasing of illegal units, and they are having with political party nexus. Okay, so like that they'll create one case study and they may give you 4 to 5 questions. Like they may ask you like identify stakeholders, what are the issues involved in this case, what are the measures we can take, what is your action, what are the options you have, evaluate the options. So these are the commonly 5 types of questions can be asked in case study. Today you will be having a case study on this. Okay. Now see this next article guys, read out the title. India scaling new heights in defense production, says Prime Minister. Read out the title and please tell me what does it mean. Come on. India scaling new heights in defense production, Prime Minister says. Online students, please tell me in the comment box. What does it mean? How do you understand? I already said you have to interpret after reading the title. Why? Because essay is not that much easy. Okay, India is emerging in defense. Who said this? Prime Minister. If our important government delegates, for example, President, Home Minister, Prime Minister, Finance Minister, Defense Minister, External Affairs Minister, if they gave any statements, that will be very important from your mains point of view. You may get question directly. How UPSC can give a question? India scaling new heights in defense production. Full stop, comment, discuss, examine, analyze. Like that UPSC can take the direct statement of what Prime Minister said and it can add a directive. That's it. That will be a mains based question. And if UPSC wants to give a question this in prelims, how it can give and in which area it can give, come on, think and tell me. I said always defense is very important for your prelims. In science and technology, we have 4 areas: space, defense, ICT, next one is biotechnology. So in these 4 areas, for sure you will get question. And last year in prelims, 19 questions came from the science and technology alone. So if they want to give a question defense, defense is related to what? Army, Navy and Air Force, right? Which kind of equipment they'll use. So recently, which kind of equipments we saw in the news? Recently, we discussed one article in our editorial session. What is that? Because of NATO meeting, what is that? What is the name of that meet? Recently, we discussed an article about NATO, right? What is the name of that meet? Ankara. Yes, Ankara. Ankara Summit. Can you recall that what we discussed in that article about Ankara Summit? What are the 4 points we discussed? Did we discuss or not? Can you recall that? When did we discuss? Friday or Saturday? What is today? Monday. If you're forgetting like this, can you remember all these current affairs till 1 year? What we discussed in Ankara Summit? What are the 4 important points? 5% of NATO countries has to spend their GDP on defense. Next point. They have to support completely for Ukraine independence, sovereignty, etc. So second point. Third point. What is the third point? They have to become defense industrial hubs. One more point. They have to follow Article 5 of NATO. What is Article 5? It is about collective defense. Yes, can you recall all these points? Why that article is in use? Why Ankara summit is in use? What that summit said? Now, NATO is focusing on its own self-defense. If we are depending on other countries, we cannot get our defense equipments on time. Yes, that is the thing we discussed. So at that time, what article said? We have to focus on self-reliance. We have to make our defense equipments in our country itself. Can you recall that article at least now? Yes. And now there is one more article related to defense, and this statement is given by Prime Minister. Don't you think that UPSC this time it will give question on defense? Because of this kind of Ankara summit, because of the statement given by Prime Minister. So try to connect the dots. Try to connect the dots. In that dots only UPSC will give you the questions. So how UPSC can give you a question in the defense? If you see PYQs, especially in 2026, they asked in this way. Consider the following. They gave 3 equipments and they said which of the above equipments are made in India. That is a question 2026. And before that in 2025, how they gave question? Consider the following pairs. On one side they gave 3 equipments and one side they gave what is it? Like it is a submarine, it is a fighter jet, it is a torpedo. Okay, so like that they gave the question. And this difference, don't ignore this topic, guys. Next time in 2027 prelims, they may give 3 questions. Who knows? This time they gave 1, but next time they may give 3 questions. And UPSC is unpredictable. If you are giving priority for only one subject and if you are becoming thorough in only one subject, you may lose. Because this time it was proved. Everyone prepared polity thoroughly 100%, economy thoroughly. Why? Every year we'll get minimum 15 questions here. So that from 30 questions we'll get from this area. That was the mindset of the students. But if you go on just turning out the pages, you cannot find even questions on polity. Only 5 to 6 questions they gave. And that too very indirect questions. Okay, so don't give priority to a single subject. Give equal priority for all subjects equally. And you have to prepare each and every subject. You should not take any choice. Many students will ignore science and technology because they'll think that science and technology is of current affairs. I'll leave this current affairs. Then I'll read static. But this time they gave 19 questions just from this science and technology. Okay, don't ignore this. Whenever you are reading, give ample amount of time equally for all subjects. Okay. So from defense point of view, if there is any equipment which is in use, you may get a question on that. Okay, now let us see this article. So our Prime Minister said that India is reaching heights in defense production. Do you know about Man Ki Baat? What is Man Ki Baat? Man means related to heart. Baat means saying something. That is nothing but every month our Prime Minister will address nation. This session name is Man Ki Baat and he'll tell something to the nation every month. And here our Prime Minister had this Man Ki Baat. In that Man Ki Baat, he said about defense production in our country to the nation because people has to know about what government is doing, right? So in this address of Prime Minister to nation, he will be telling about one important thing every month. So this month he addressed about defense. Okay, now what he said is continuously India is doing very good in this defense production. We are not only producing our defense equipments, we are also exporting this defense equipments, and even we have good political cooperation with different countries also. That is a thing which mainly said by our Prime Minister in Man Ki Baat. It is nothing but every month he will address nation through radio. It is monthly radio address. Okay. Now let us see the data. What is the data which substantiate our Prime Minister's argument? The first one is in India, annual defense production hit all-time high of 1.78 lakh crore in financial year 2025 to 2026. No need of writing this, guys, because you cannot remember each and every data. I'll tell which data you have to remember. So whenever you'll write your mains in that year, you have to collect this kind of data. You'll get that data in economic survey book. Every year, Government of India will release economic survey. In that economic survey, you will be having that kind of data. So with which year you are writing mains, so take that year economic survey and try to collect that data. Okay, I'll tell which data you have to maintain in the book and which data you have to take from from this economic survey. So here there is some data which is substantiating our Prime Minister argument. First one is 1.8 lakh crore of all-time high of production of defense happened in our country. And next one here is 15.6% of rise in this defense sector happened in our country. And next one is indigenous production is fourfold, means nothing but indigenous production increased by 4 times in our country. And next one here is private sector share also had been increased to 24% in our country related to this defense. So because of all these data, our Prime Minister said that yes, we are doing exceptionally good in this defense production. Now let us see what are the causes, why there is increased production. First one is Government of India launched one program called as Make in India. And Government of India also proposed self-reliance in defense, that is called as Atmanirbharta in defense after this COVID-19. That means we have to produce our equipments in our country itself. And this one is government came up with lots of policy measures related to design in our country, development and manufacturing. And this one is there is increased private sector participation. Overall industrial base had been expanded in our country. And this one is government came up with new initiatives related to innovation and technology related to defense. And even our Government of India signed agreements with different countries related to technology transfer from other countries related to defense. And next one here is there is increased public and private stakeholders in defense production. Because of all these reasons, now we are doing good in this defense. And now tell me guys, what is the impact of doing good in defense? Is that good or bad to our country? Good. How and why? Yes, now we are not only producing in our country, we are exporting to other country. Can you give me one example? BrahMos missile we are exporting to? Okay, 3 countries. The deal had been signed. Okay, next. Okay, self-reliance. We are importing from majorly from European countries. So if you are developing in our country, obviously we can reduce our import from foreign countries. If you are reducing import from foreign countries, what happened? There is no lot of paying to these foreign countries. Yes, so we can save our foreign currency reserves in our country. And next, we can expand our defense industry in our country. Obviously, if you are producing more means, that will contribute to our GDP. It will be accounted in the GDP, so that we can achieve our targets of Viksit Bharat. What is Viksit Bharat? Developed country status for India by what is the target year? 2047. Next, come on. Yes, we can create employment opportunities. Okay. So first one is it will strengthen our India's defense industrial base. Second important point here is we can decrease our dependency on our imports. And next one is we can boost our defense exports so that we can maintain the position of India as a leader of global south. And this one is we can maintain balanced public-private ecosystem. Obviously, if you are producing more and if you are developing our own technology, we can also enhance our national security because we have 2 enemies across our border, Pakistan and China. We can secure our nation from this enemy countries. Okay. And next one here is India can lead as an emerging defense manufacturing hub in the world. And this one is economic benefits we have like job creation, technology development and overall industrial growth in this sector. So these are all advantages. See this article guys, read out the title. 3 great Indian bustard chicks placed in rewilding tunnel. What is the bird name? Great Indian Bustard. Okay. If you are getting any articles related to this kind of animals or bird species or reptiles, whatever it may be, you need to know about it. Because every year UPSC will ask at least one question on animal species in news. Okay. Now you guys tell me which animal species we discussed in the class recently. Okay, great hornbill we discussed. Next. Heron we discussed. Next. Lastly, in this last 15 to 20 days, which animals we discussed? Hornbill. Hornbill we discussed. Heron we discussed. I show you that image also. Next. Why we discussed heron recently 2 days or 3 days ago? Because of construction of dam, there is reducing the number of herons, right? Next, we discussed about Asiatic lion. Why we discussed Asiatic lion? Okay, we have to extend that habitat of this Asiatic lion. Next, we discussed about gharials. Why we discussed about gharials and which river? River Chambal, yes. Why this great gharial is in use? Because of illegal sand mining, the habitat of this gharials is affected. So we have to protect this gharials. Next, other animals. Recently, Sundarbans we discussed about great Royal Bengal tiger. Next. Now again one animal, great Indian bustard. Okay. So if you're getting this kind of animal species in news, how UPSC can ask you a question in prelims? Consider the following statements regarding great Indian bustard. Under that, it can give you 2 to 3 statements solely related to this bird. That is a one type of question. And second type of question is, it can take different animals like great Indian bustard, Asiatic lion, Royal Bengal tiger, heron, and it can ask you about place where it is seen commonly, or else it can give one characteristic. And it can ask you to identify how many of above pairs are correct or incorrect. Yes, and even it can ask you 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. It can ask you to match the following type of question started from 2026. So here you may get this kind of question. So these are the 3 formats of questions which are possible. Okay, now let us see about the story of this great Indian bustard. You have to remember some facts. Great Indian bustard is the heaviest flying bird in the world. It is the heaviest flying bird. What happened here is, it is commonly seen in India and Pakistan border. Especially, this bird is seen in grasslands. And recently we discussed about anaconda also, right? Because of this Amazon forest fires. Okay. So actually it is seen in only grasslands. Only in the grassland ecosystem we can see this. It cannot be seen in any other forest system. Only the grasslands will see this. Especially across India-Pakistan border, we can see this grasslands. And major population of this is seen in Rajasthan. It is heaviest flying bird. The major problem is nowadays we are going for electrification in remote areas also. Accepted or not? Even in the remote areas we are going for electrification. For that what we are doing? Overhead electric lanes. And this overhead electric lanes of high voltage they are constructing in this Rajasthan. Whenever this bird is flying, it come and it will hit this powerful lines. It will get electric shock. It is called as electrocution. Because of that, it is dying. So because of this, the rapid decline of this great Indian bustard population is seen in India. Obviously, what happened if the number is decreasing? It will be placed in critically endangered category and it will now get huge protection under Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. And recently in 2018, our government of India launched Project Great Indian Bustard. We have Project Tiger, we have Project Cheetah, we have Project Elephant, we have Project Rhino, we have Project Dolphin, many. Like that now we have Project Great Indian Bustard. Under this what government is doing is, government is establishing captive breeding centers. Nothing but they are providing external protection for these birds and they are maintaining the birds in controlled environment and they are increasing the eggs and they are hatching the eggs, and what are the chicks will get? They will provide proper environment for them, and after reaching certain age they will leave that birds in wild. Read this title again now. 3 great Indian bustard chicks placed in rewilding tunnel. So now they went for breeding of 3 chicks, and the chicks entered into certain age, and now they are again living in the wild. So because of this it is in news. Okay, just to see about what are the facts related to this great Indian bustard. So here you have to remember one more story about Supreme Court judgment. So because of this rapid declining of this number of great Indian bustard, even Supreme Court intervened in between, and Supreme Court said that we should not we should not go for overhead lines, go for underground lines. That means this electricity line should be placed underground so that we can save this great Indian bustard. That is the one judgment of Supreme Court related to this great Indian bustard. But there are lots of problems related to this underground lines. So government is working on it, but on full-fledged way, it is not yet implemented at the ground level. Okay, now let us see some facts related to this great Indian bustard. You have to remember those for sure. It is critically endangered bird, and it is state bird of Rajasthan. Hornbill is state bird of? Huh? Huh? Come on, hornbill is state bird of? Arunachal Pradesh and one more state. Not Assam. We will celebrate Hornbill festival in Nagaland. It is festival, and which state bird is this hornbill? I said, come on, recall. Sure. Arunachal Pradesh is right, but one south state. Kerala only? Karnataka? Ah, very good. Google it and see. I will not tell now. If I tell now, again you will forget. How many times I will be telling, you will be forgetting only, you will not even recalling itself. So just revise your notes, guys. If you are not revising and if you are at this stage, Kerala only. Malabar. Okay, see this. Whenever, if you are not revising the current affairs, how can you carry till 1.5 years or 1 year? It won't be possible. If you're forgetting whatever the articles that we discussed 3 days ago, 4 days ago, means what is the use of taking this current affairs every day? Revise it, guys. Unless and until you are revising the things, you cannot carry them and you cannot reproduce in your answers. And value addition, your main answer is current affairs. That is the reason why I am telling. So focus on your revision part. Every Sunday, try to revise. Keep your Sunday for revision only. Don't read anything new on Sunday. Only do your personal works like washing, cleaning of your rooms in hostels, and do only revision on that Sunday. Okay, I know it is difficult, but even though you have to try to do something for this revision part, or else every day keep some extra time of 1 hour and revise the current affairs. And I'm also giving you the monthly magazine separately for prelims and mains. If you can't do that, then what can I do? Okay, do revision, read multiple times, and especially whenever you are planning your revision schedule, you have to focus on your capability of memory also, whether you are having long-term memory or short-term memory or medium-term memory. Based on that, you have to plan your revision. Some students will have exceptional long-term memory. They can remember for 1 month or 1.5 months. If you are having that kind of memory, you can plan accordingly. If you are having short-term memory, like whatever you study today, if you are forgetting tomorrow, then you have to plan everyday schedule. So based on your memory, like which kind of memory, try to make your own schedule. No one will guide in this revision schedule. We'll tell always you to revise. But based on your memory, you know better about yourselves, how long you are remembering things. Based on that, prepare your own plan for revision. For others, I'll give. But for revision, you have to make your own. Okay, see this, guys. If I go on talking, I will be talking for 1 hour also. So GIB, Great Indian Bustard, is one of the 4 bustard species. Normally we have 4 bustard species in India. In that, one is Great Indian Bustard. Other 3 are Lesser Florican, Bengal Florican, and McKean's Bustard. And this bird is omnivorous. What is the meaning of omnivorous? It will have both vegetable, that is veg and non-veg diet. And majorly they are facing problem because of power line collisions. And next one here is where they are seen. They are seen mainly in Rajasthan's third desert, and even in some states we can see small population of this bustard in Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, and AP. And they are listed under, as I said, critically endangered, and they are protected under Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. And if you say government launched Project Great Indian Bustard in 2018 for the protection of this Great Indian Bustard. Okay, and they created a captive population, and after whenever they are going for generation of chicks in that captive protection, and they will raise their chicks till certain age and they will send them back to wild. So this is the project. Okay, see this next one, guys. India's first dengue vaccine arrives with a crucial safety caveat. What is dengue? Dengue is a fever caused by dengue virus. It is because of a mosquito bite. What is the name of mosquito? Female Anopheles. Anopheles causes malaria. Aedes. Female Aedes mosquito. And if you see PYQ, UPSC asks this question. Which of the following infections caused by Anopheles mosquito? In that they also added dengue. Dengue is not caused by Anopheles, it is caused by Aedes aegypti mosquito. Okay, your work is try to write down different mosquitoes and different disease caused. UPSC already asked that. It may ask next year. Who knows? No one knows. Right? Everything comes in the ambit of UPSC. Don't ask me like it is not there in my syllabus, but they asked. But somewhere it is there in news. It may be. Okay? So your work is try to list down the different types of mosquitoes and which disease you are causing. Like we have Anopheles, we have Aedes. And always remember only female mosquito causes this infection, not male. Okay, why? What is the reason? Male or good? It is not like that. Always females have affection towards their young ones compared to that of males. Especially mosquitoes need the warm environment in their blood for their eggs. That is the reason. All you know, human blood is warm-blooded animal. Humans are warm-blooded animals. So they will suck the blood, especially for their younger ones, to maintain the optimum temperature for their eggs and hatching purpose. That is the reason why this females will feed on human blood. But what on which this males will be dependent on? It will depend on nectar. You know this nectar, especially in the night time, you can see, if you go to your garden, we can see lots of mosquitoes, but they will not bite. They will be sitting on the flowers in your garden because they will feed on nectar. Okay, males will not bite, only females will bite. And this female mosquito will cause this kind of lots of diseases. Okay, and one more important thing you have to remember is this Aedes aegypti mosquito will bite in the daytime, not in the night time. Nighttime mosquito will cause malaria, but the daytime mosquito bite will cause dengue. That is a one more difference. And recently, which vaccine approved by Government of India? What is the name of that vaccine? Dengue. Which country produced this? Japan. But location? Germany. What is the problem of this vaccine? Cost is high. And why Government of India approved this vaccine now? What is the reason? Monsoon started. Wherever you can see there will be stagnation of water, that will lead to breeding of mosquito. That will lead to raised cases of dengue in India. Especially in the urban slum areas, there will be rise of dengue cases. In the next 1 month, you will get lots of articles related to increase the dengue cases in Hyderabad. Okay, in Hyderabad edition, you can see lots of articles will come. So to prevent that kind of cases in our country, our Government of India approved this vaccine, dengue. Okay, that's the one thing you have to remember. And next one is, how many types of dengue virus are there? We have 4 types of viruses. One more problem is, this vaccine is effective against 1 and 2, but there is a question about 3 and 4. And next, one more problem which raised in our last article is, yes, this vaccine is good against these 4 types. But what if there is mutation, genetic changes, if we are getting any new type of dengue virus? Will it will be effective against that or not? Again, these are the questions raised. Okay, now this article is saying the same thing here. In India, we need to have a proper safety studies. Okay, so how we can see about the study of these vaccines, whether they are safe or not? Do you know the clinical trials? Anyone have you heard about this clinical trials word? Normally, we have 4 types of clinical trials. We have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4 clinical trials. Phase 1 to 3, which happens in the phase of development of this vaccine itself. That means before release into the market itself, they will take 50 members, 100 members, 1000 members like that, and they will try to test the efficiency of vaccine before releasing into market. But this phase 4 clinical trials happens after the release of this vaccine into the market. That is called as post phase, post releasing phase. So here, before India gave this approval to this vaccine, it got approval in 40 countries and they are working efficiently good in other countries. But Indian people genetics is different. India's location is difficult, like tropical and subtropical, and India has lots of predisposition. Like for example, to make you understand, boys, you know this, I guess, if someone is having 4 beers, someone will be strong. But if someone is having just 1 beer, they will not be steady. Do you know this? Have you observed this? They are like different body types in the people. So based on the different body types, the effectiveness will be different. So we have to see in other countries it worked. What about India? So this article is saying that we need to have proper phase 4 trials and then we can launch this, whether it will be effective or not. That is about this article. That's it. Nothing more. Already we discussed about this topic many a times. Okay, see this next article, guys. Read out the title. Why is China's AI push gaining ground? So here you may get mains based question and also a prelims based question. Okay, I'll tell you where you get exactly the prelims based question. Okay. Open source AI. So you may get question on this. Open source AI is seen recently in news. Which of the following option correctly says about it? Like that you may get ABCD option based question on open source AI. Now here this article says that there is very fast development of open source AI in China. Because of this it can lead in future. Here this article is saying that there are lots of factors which are supporting AI development in China open source. Here we have to see that. So what exactly is this open source AI is? Can anyone tell me? Have you heard about this open AI, open source AI?
Where you can train models, where you can personalize models.
Personalized models next. What exactly the meaning of open AI? Come on, come on. Open means anyone can use, access to everyone. So actually open source AI is nothing but the access to anyone, and who can use that? The local people can use that. That is called as open source AI. So here you can see recently Shanghai World AI Conference was held. In that conference, China's president said that with AI, we are developing AI and we are moving at a very faster rate, and we should adhere to the principle of openness. And whenever they are focusing on openness, it will be a win-win situation to boost innovation and it will lead to increase the development. So that is the thing which mainly said by AI. Sorry, Chinese president related to AI. And what are the factors which are improving this AI development in China is, first one is most of the companies are backed by state. That means state government will be giving back, giving support. And next one is they are using computing resources very efficiently. And even there is increased ecosystem of developers and firms. Okay, so because of these factors, now China is going to lead. As you all know that any country if you go, we can see this Chinese products. Like that, we can see AI based things can be also provided by China to different countries in soon. It is going to ace this AI also in future. That is about this topic. That's it, nothing more than that. So here you have to think about how India can become a leader in AI. Now we are seeing that India is becoming a leader in defense, but how India can also lead in this AI, we have to think about it, and we have to suggest some measures to government, like how we can outpace this China. Okay, that's it. And see these questions. There are two questions, simple questions. First one, consider the following statements regarding Great Indian Bustard. There are 4 statements. Can you see? First one is it is one of the heaviest flying birds in the world. Second one is it is endemic to India. Third one is it is listed as critically endangered by IUCN. Next one is it is included in Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. For sure, it is the heaviest flying bird. In your answer, one will be there. One option you can eliminate. Next one is critically endangered. You will see this third one also, 333. Next one is 4. Yes, Schedule 1. You can eliminate one more option here. And you have to see the second one. It is endemic to India. I said it is present in India-Pakistan border. That means it can also be seen in Pakistan. Endemic means nothing but it can be seen only in that place. If you move out of that place, you cannot see that. That is the meaning of endemic. So answer will be 1, 3 and 4. And see this next question. Consider the following statements regarding dengue. It is transmitted by female Aedes mosquito. The mosquito mainly bites during daytime. Dengue virus has only one serotype. We have 4 types. No here, not one type. We can eliminate this third statement. Answer is 1 and 4. Huh? Okay, 1 and 2. Option is not there. It is 1 and 2. I missed one statement, I guess. Okay, so answer here is third statement is incorrect. So answer is 1 and 2 only. Clear? So in this way, you may get questions in your examination and you have to solve them properly. That's all guys. By this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this class, please hit the like button and please to share this class to your friends, and do subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. Thank you so much.